about you.
Oh dear.
No.
I decided to,
What's happening, guys?
hey,
It is Libby Monday,
Libby
and
Monday,
I got.
best day of
By
the
the
week.
way, sent you. I sent you a mug. The
Yes.
mug is on the way. One like
Heck
it
yeah.
ain't like this. It's the
I'm all
original
about
one
the Lion
actually.
King today.
Yeah.
Got my tea. People always think I'm drinking
So,
something else besides tea, but I'm not.
you was drinking wine the first night.
The first night,
First night you
that
was
was
drinking wine.
yeah. Tonight is a tea
So
kind of night.
I was telling my daughter she doesn't really understand what's going on. She sees all this equipment, but she's never watched me on Survivor or none of that stuff. She's 12,
What?
so
Really?
she doesn't know who King Russell is or that guy
Oh,
from Survivor.
wow.
She's like,
Yeah,
it's just, I'm just dad to her. And I was like,
just
well, I got
that.
to
That's
talk
how it
to,
should be.
right. I was like, and she has no clue what's going on here or none of that, but she happens to be here. And she said, she's confused because I'm like, well, I'm talking to Libby tomorrow. And she's like, Libby? Who's, who's Libby? And I said, oh, just somebody I talked to on Monday. She's like, wait, so you talking to a girl only one time a week?
Oh my gosh. That's so
That's,
funny. Yep.
she's like, that is very weird. That she only talks to you. Then she's like, she only
You're a
talks
little
to you
funny.
once a week. I'm like, yeah, she talks to other people during the rest of the week.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You only get 1 day a week,
I'm
Russell.
sure I only get 1 day a week. So anyway, okay.
That's so
So
funny.
now
So
we're gonna talk.
everything's cool? So, can people hear me better now that I'm using this
I
little
can hear
fancy
you good.
okay, good. Okay,
It looks
that's
like you're
fun.
professional now. Got the little mic on your face.
Yeah, well, that's what I have to coach with sometimes. So, I was like, "Hey, can I just bring that home so that whenever I have to do this YouTube live, this will be, like, a little bit better," because people said that my sound quality wasn't high enough. Said, "You know
Yeah, well,
what?
I
I'll
don't
change
think
that."
my sound quality is either. I mean,
Oh, it's not bad.
it's just a mic here, but I'm about to get another one. So we got episode 10.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh, what a great episode. Oh,
Now, when it comes to that, I know do you have Twitter?
I have it. Right now, my
Yes.
phone, every time I try to log into it, my phone's like it won't re-download Twitter. Every time I open it, it like has to re-download. It won't I don't know, it's so weird. So right now I
Okay.
am not on Twitter. So I have not been keeping up with that part of it. But
All right.
I did watch
Well,
I did watch the episode and I was
mhm,
live on Instagram with Lauren Alexander, who was on season 37. Such a sweet person. Um, and so I was watching part of it with her, just, like, saying hi, and, like, we were
right.
talking about
But
it.
I want to ask, man, have you ever watched the Angry Grandpa videos on YouTube, like the original OG a while back? He was bashing up his
Oh, sorry,
son's
38.
PlayStation.
No. Yeah,
You
hold
don't
on,
recall
let me
that?
fix that. Lauren was on season 38, not 37. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Go on.
All right. So do you remember the original Angry Grandpa? He did a bunch of videos. It was on YouTube, went crazy, like I'm talking
I'll
100
have to look that
million
up.
type.
Okay, I'm gonna note that. Angry Grandpa. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna,
So
I haven't seen it.
anyway, he's passed this year, and he was like an original OG of YouTube. A lot of people know who he is. I'm sure people know who I'm talking about. Well, he did it with his son. Uh, his name is he's called Kid Behind the Camera. He has like 4 million followers on YouTube. But
Wow, okay.
they got a feud that's going on in their family right now, and he's coming live tomorrow to talk about it on the Russell Hantz show.
That's really cool, Russell.
Yeah,
I'm excited for you. I'll have to tune in for
yeah.
that.
So it's a little bit off of what I do, but I don't know. It's the Russell Hantz show. I don't always want to talk about Survivor, and like when Survivor's over, we're not going to always talk about Survivor.
Right.
We're talk about other topics, but today we're going to talk about season 10 of Survivor, and me and you are going to have two different opinions of the episode. I already know. I'm sure
What?
you.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
first, I'm going to say, as a Survivor player, I loved it. As a
Oh, yeah.
Survivor player, of course I would want that. The number one thing that I want is to have my kids really all, I have twin girls, Hannah and Haley. I have Michael and Gracie. That's who you just met just now. All of them out there with me would be amazing. I couldn't even comprehend it. It'd be one of the greatest moments in my entire life, besides the day they were born.
Mhm.
So I get it as a player, but as a fan, I loved the first 15 minutes of it as a fan. I loved it. But then I almost got a little teary-eyed. I didn't, because I'm tough. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
But it was emotional. But
Right.
30 minutes, Libby.
I know. It was a lot. It was a lot because also they had to feature the EOE family, which was wild, but I think only basically because Boston Rob had his family out there. So like
That's exactly why they did EOE.
Everybody else. So which
That's the
I
only
get.
reason.
Yeah, only reason. So it's fine. Except that 30 minutes into the episode, they should have at least like made it a 2-hour episode. Like let us in a little bit more because that wasn't fair. So I totally agree with that. Like that was a lot. And it was just like, it made me really happy, but like also just like, I mean, maybe you should have like put that on like extra scenes on YouTube or something. But
well, that's exactly what I said. I said they should have took the EOE and put it. Now I'm gonna also say as a player of the game, I enjoyed it, all of it.
Yeah.
Even the EOE stuff, I enjoyed all of it. But as a fan, I can understand. I watched it with my dad, and he's like, after about 20 minutes of it, he's like, "What a bunch of crybabies!"
I know.
Like he was.
I know. It's been a month. It wasn't like, I mean, I get it. I would have had my sister on there. I would have been super emotional. My sister and I are so close. She was packed up. Like it would have happened. They told her the day before, Charlie, are you serious? You have to get the loudest toy for this. I like gave him all of his favorite snacks over there and he grabs his loudest toy. But yeah, I would have cried and I would have hoped to see like a lot of the episode of her and I together. But it was like so much family, so much kissing, so much kids, so many kids, like
so many kids.
It was beautiful, but like, okay, why are we watching it? Like, we love you guys, but we want to watch you play. We don't want to watch your family. You should have had that extra for the players to watch. I don't know. That was just like that. It was awesome, but I'm sure they're not gonna do it again like that.
They will never ever do that again.
Like I'm sure that they had to do it because Fiji Airways flew everybody out, so they probably promised them a set amount, and then like we'll also talk about this. Like, thank you so much for saving us so much money, whatever.
Do you know that Sandra got her loved ones as well?
I just read that. What the heck? Oh my gosh. Whatever. That kind of makes me mad. I mean, good for her, but like she's already experienced it a few times. So like,
well, you know how people get voted off that game? Sometimes the loved one is actually there and they get voted off, then they send the loved one home. Like that's how hardcore. That's how hardcore they are usually.
Yeah, right.
Their hearts really opened up for this season. Now I'm okay for now, Libby, but I don't want their hearts to be open that much. Even if I'm on there, I understand the fact.
Like, let's get back to the game. It's been a month. It's not a year. It's not. They're not in the armed forces. Like let's. Like it's not. I mean, y'all have experienced it. Y'all been out on Survivor. You've been away from your family. I totally get it. So like, but also I don't get it. So I mean,
no. What you're saying is, as a player, you get it.
Right.
As a player, like with me, that's the only way I can explain it. As a player, I loved it. As a fan,
like Teresa
too much.
Just made a great point, and that's what we mentioned earlier. Like we would have loved it if it was a 2-hour episode, and they gave us so much more to like be in it.
Right.
You know, like they gave us so much more, but like I wish they would have given us more about like, hello, let's play the game, because what a freaking episode after that. Like,
Well,
wow.
and that's
I wish
the
I would have
problem
known
is
more about how Nick got into this alliance, or like
that
how
right.
did all this happen? I have so many questions and nobody freaking answered them because we're too busy worrying about the kids and the kissing.
That's exactly right. And I did my player's performance, and that's exactly what I said. I watched Rob and Fishback's Know It Alls podcast or YouTube, both I think, and they said the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like so confused. What happened with Nick? What happened with Michelle? When did she flip? Did she flip? How did she know to flip? The five gathered over there.
How did Michelle
It was
vote for
so
Tyson?
confusing.
Like, whoa. Yeah. Yeah. So we just like we were watching the tribal council.
And
Granted, what? Oh Lord. What did you say?
I was like, I'm so yeah. Oh Lord.
I know.
I think I see what you read when you said that. Oh, that does not sound right.
Now.
That's funny. I read it as soon as you read it. But
okay.
So
go on.
So you were like it was so confused, and I thrive myself on understanding the game. You know, I'm a strategic player. So I'm like, oh, I can understand anything. I didn't understand nothing. I didn't get anything that was going on.
Confused the heck out of all of us. And now it's like, okay, it just confused us all, because now we're like, okay, so this alliance, maybe they just were like, oh, I'm going to be part of that 5 because of this. Like, did they surrender? Did they promise something? Did they like say, okay, I'm just with you with this vote, and then after that, like, goodbye? Like, nothing.
Yeah, I didn't understand how, and we'll get right into the tribal, because there wasn't much. There was loved ones and there was tribal. That was the episode.
Like, what was even the challenge? Now I'm just kind of like, so like, what was that episode? I guess.
Yeah, it was when they stood up on the thing in the water, which you would probably be way better than me. Right? I mean, when y'all didn't do that, something like that, where you stood for balance?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I couldn't.
No, that wasn't that challenge.
Yeah, it was when was it? No, it wasn't. That's when what am I talking about?
That was like
Tony won the challenge. It was they're confusing me. They brought me back.
It was so focused. Is the one that Tony won.
No, it was the
Tony won. It was the immunity spell out. Immunity spell out. Yeah. So it was I know that one in the water was like a few episodes ago.
It was the spelling thing.
Yeah. So they had to pull the rope and like spell immunity, right. We had to do something like that, but 3 of us had to go in and spell it and hold everything safely. But we figured it out. And what we did, we won in like 5 minutes, and then it took everybody else 30 minutes to do it. But it was a very hard challenge.
Right.
So anyways,
we have Kim. Go ahead.
Well,
they have Kim that's trying to actually make a move. Right. Finally, she's trying to make a move.
Kim
and she says
hard at it.
She's going hard. But a long time ago, I said, what is Kim doing? When Kim was aligning with Sandra and Tony, I was like, what is she doing? Why don't she align with Jeremy and Denise? Well, eventually she ended up by doing anyway. Mm-hmm. Because if she would align with them at that time that I thought she was going to, then they could have talked, and Denise would have saved an idol. They would have used the one that Sandra gave her. Mm-hmm. Denise would have an idol. Kim would have an idol. And Jeremy has the walkaway power. So they would have had one other idol to work with at that tribal council. But she started playing a little bit too late.
Yeah. It was so like she went in hard, and so that's what I think, like she has a huge like a huge target on her back now, because then all of a sudden she knew that she needed to make a move, but she like came in basically just like so loud and proud that like now and when it didn't work, it's just like, okay, now we're just gonna have to send her home because like that's what I'm afraid of. Like she didn't subtly like go in like Tony has been, or like Sophie kind of did. Sophie did a pretty decent job or this past episode. So it was just like Kim just put a big target on her back because she knew she was coming in too late and decided to make a huge move that didn't really work.
So in that move, we had two things that happened. Well, three things actually. She gave the idol to Denise, which to me, I was shocked. I was like, is that a poker move? Did she just do that because that was a poker move? I didn't know. I didn't understand. Like, why are you giving it to Denise? Why don't you give it to Tyson? It was a poker move.
It was a poker move for sure. Cause she was like, oh, I almost did that. She was just like looking at the group. She's like, I have to know who they're voting for. And someone said, I see them saying Denise. So she was just like, okay.
I bet it was. She definitely looked back at him like she was playing poker, like it was like a Woody. I'm about to try to figure out who you voted for by looking in your eyes, like they do at the poker table when you have your hand. They staring at you. She did the same thing that she does when she plays poker, and look back at them all and pause for a little while. It was just she that was the obvious. I mean, it wasn't the obvious. The obvious was Tyson. So she went with the bluff.
So that was less obvious because she was like, I'm going to try and think a little bit harder than they are, or like kind of get in the mind of them when they were like, she's so smart. She's probably going to go with somebody who we don't think. So let's just like get in her mind and vote the easy vote because she probably doesn't expect us to do the easy vote.
100%. They were playing poker both sides right there. Both of them.
And I mean, like, I was nervous. I was like, they're probably going to, what if they vote for Kim? Because Kim is more of a threat than Denise. But I don't know. It was just really hard to watch, especially when Sophie was like, do you five just want to go and like decide? I was like thinking to myself, how in the world would I feel knowing that if I wasn't part of the five, having to go back to camp with those people? Like, holy, no. Like that would have caused, I mean, I remember going back to camp after we voted Morgan out. I knew for like, I didn't even want to talk. I just looked at at one of the producers. I was like, please take me on a walk right now. Cause I don't want to go back to camp. I'd rather interview right now because like, I don't want, it was rough.
Yeah. Like, so that's one thing that happened, that her giving the idol to Denise. The second thing that happened that was notable is Jeremy walking away. So what do you think about that move?
Is this where we're gonna argue? Because
I thought we was gonna argue at first with the loved ones visit, but you actually agreed on me. I thought you was gonna love it the whole entire thing.
Jeremy, okay. This is the thing that made me mad about Jeremy, is that he goes, I'm a firefighter, and us firefighters are going to be, we have each other's back. And though I could definitely walk away, like they're relying on me. And then literally like left him out to dry, just like, bye-bye. Actually, I'm going to say myself because they're going to vote for me, which granted, great move on his part because they were going to vote for him. But little did he know that Kim could have easily played an idol for her.
Kim could have played the idol for him.
She could have played the idol for him and he could have stayed, but he decided she was going to play it for someone. So she probably was going to play it for him if he would have stayed. And that's probably what she's going to tell him whenever he gets back in there, or she sees him back at camp.
Yeah.
Because now they're short one person when they could be actually ahead one person because he decided.
That would have gave him another vote. So that would have changed the minds of how they were going to vote on the end. They couldn't have split the votes and they wouldn't have. They would have been like, they have enough. They have, and we don't even know if they split the votes. We have no clue what happened.
Right.
And that's
also Michelle, but still. Yeah.
Right. And that's the third thing. But with Jeremy, he's doing this all game though. Denise, he changed his vote and voted for Denise when Denise gave him the idol.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a phone ringing. He did it to Wendell. Wendell was his alliance. He voted for Wendell. So he's not fighting for his team. He is he is making a statement for the new school players. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I know all new school players don't like that, but it is showing a lot about him walking away like that.
Right. Well, okay, this John Smith said that Jeremy could only use his walkout with 10 players left in the game. Was that right? So that was the only time he could play it? I didn't catch that.
I think it was the only time he could play it, but that's still not. My point is,
Right.
yeah.
It's
So
not,
what?
but
He still has that choice. He still has
right.
the choice of walking away or helping my alliance with that vote. And I understand. I went home with an idol around my neck before in a game not called Survivor. They call it Survivor, but it's really not. It's Australian Survivor. It's a weird, different, totally different game. But it's based on Survivor.
Yeah.
But I went home with an idol around my neck. You know, I did that because I was fighting for my alliance, and I knew we needed more. I knew that we needed another tribal. So you have to make big, bold moves sometimes in that game.
Right.
Even with Sandra's vote, as much as I talk about Sandra, even that vote was a smart vote when you really think about it, because that was the last time she could use the idol. She thought she was safe. She was fighting to be safe. If that would have worked for her, she would have got fire tokens by giving an idol that's worthless after this one tribal. So she was trying to make a move in the game. Jeremy walking away is not making a move.
Right.
It's just really a selfish move, really.
Yeah. I mean, it was, I think, like, reading these comments and stuff, it's like, I love hearing other people's opinions in this, because it's like, okay, so now someone else said that he would have been a goner. Yes. So very selfish, stayed. The fact that he left gave them better odds on who to use the idol for. They still got it wrong, but still, I get it. And so, but the fact of the matter is, he abandoned his alliance, so he's screwed, because he's going to leave.
Right.
And one, he's proven that he's not loyal. So whoever he's going to be with, like, or try to align with next, they're not going to really want to align with him, because he hasn't proven that he's loyal. If he ends up in the final 3, nobody's going to want to vote for him. Like,
okay,
why did he do that?
Okay, right there, though. Right there. If I was in the game, I would have heard Wendell out loud say he's walking away from his own team. I would have took that in consideration, and I would have thought, you know what? Let's take him to the end, because he ain't getting any votes. He's not getting Wendell's vote. He's not getting any of them. None of them there respect that move, because he just walked away just like that when he could have done something. It would have been different. Here's the third one. It would have been different if you're sitting there and Michelle, in my mind, Michelle did the math. Once Jeremy walked away, she may have then changed her vote.
Yeah, that's a good point, because she knew, which, I mean, Michelle now, like, she's playing. She's so smart.
Yeah. So we don't know
quick,
now.
Flexible, like, all right.
We don't know. So there is times you must change your vote. Yes. Don't go down. I say go down with the ship. I used to say that. Don't go down with the ship, because that means you go home. You have to fight. You have to switch when it's time to switch. It's hard for me to do when I have a super strong alliance. I did that the third time I played. I didn't want to switch on them, so I just got voted out, and then it was just a dumb move. Probably the worst thing I've ever done in the game of Survivor is not switch my vote on Stephanie or Krista when it come time when there was no hope. Right. So Michelle's sitting there in her mind. We don't really know if she's thinking, okay, there's no hope now, so I'm done. Or would she have switched that vote regardless? We don't know.
Right. I know. Like, I just want to ask her. It's true. Like, I think that whole thing, she probably, I mean, Michelle knows how to adapt. Like, when I told you what I think the new school players are, they're flexible, they're adaptable, they they like look at their situation and they're like, okay, what's going to work for me right now, and who am I going to please? Like, that's what I think makes a great survivor, is the ability to adapt to whatever experience or situation you're in right now. And so she did. I mean, I guess Jeremy did too, but it was really hard to watch, because that was, I guess, like, he was like, okay, do I use this? Do I not use this? He almost didn't, but he did. And, like, I don't know. I think, and Sarah used hers. do you think that the fact that she used, or I'm sorry, I'm going to switch it really quick, okay, onto Sarah using her advantage. Do you
Right.
think that because she took away Denise's vote, that's why Kim decided to use it on Denise? Or do you think it was prior to
I
that?
think that that's why she did it, because she thought that that's not the move that Kim is going to think about. Like Kim, since she did that, that's the obvious. Like we're picking on Denise, so Kim just it was definitely a move that she made. That was a strategic thinking. She thought deeply about that move. I don't uh, hate the move, because if it would have worked, it would have been genius.
Mhm.
Everybody been like, "There's the Kim that we know and love."
Yeah, she was hoping for it. Uh, I
Almost
guess I'm just such
did.
a Kim fan, I wanted it to work so much. But
Yeah. So she's trying. I mean, she's at this point she's trying. I just think she's started playing that hard a little too late.
okay. What yeah, I agree. I'm reading these comments. Why they split the vote 4-2 when the other side has 3 votes. Um,
You see, we don't really know with all that, but I just know that my question to Michelle, I would ask her, but I don't like to ask people things that may seem like spoilers. I never did. I just don't like to ask questions like that. If one of my friends are on the season, I did ask her one question one time. I said, "Was the Tyson uh, Rob challenge really that close?" She said, 100% that close. So, but when it comes to, my question to her would be, was you leaving no matter what? Was you flipping with your vote? Did you have something with Nick? Like, are you a secret agent for the other side? Or did you decide to leave because all this stuff happened? They just stole a vote. I would leave. You have to leave.
mhm,
You have to move.
mhm.
At that point, she did the right move by switching, because uh, so Sarah just steals a vote. They got 6 votes now. Jeremy just leaves. She's thinking in her head, the math sure doesn't look good now. So I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm glad that she did what she
What would
did
you
for
have
her
done
sake.
if you had been sitting there? Like, if that's just your alliance and all this just went down, do you see yourself flipping to? She knew that Tyson was going to get a majority of the vote, so that's why I think she went with Tyson.
Yeah, I'm sure that she heard what they were saying. If I would have been in Michelle's situation and I knew that Tyson didn't ever want to align with me, I would have definitely looked at the situation and been like, okay, is there a potential split or something that if I'm loyal to this alliance, I can get 1 or 2 people from this alliance to vote with me. Again, I know that Tyson will never vote with me.
Right,
I know for sure I'm not winning this over. I'm going to switch because I know I have potential with Nick and Ben, say, or Nick and Sarah, or something like that.
right,
I think that I would have done what Michelle would have done and just looked at my closest person to see where they're at, not where, okay, who needs me? And then okay, who do I need? And
right,
I think that's kind of like what she did. For Nick's sake, I think that him and Ben have resolved and they're kind of working together more because I think that Nick just wants to just get as far as he can.
right. Yeah, definitely. And the Tyson, him going back to his same style of play. Like when he got voted off, he said he was playing too rough, too aggressive, or however he said it. Then he leaves, goes to EOE, comes back, stays calm for 3 days. We've seen it. Didn't even say his name, didn't vote for him, and then immediately the next time he tries to control the vote again and
Mhm.
gets voted off for the same exact reason he got voted off before.
Yeah, I know he really I think he just missed playing the game.
Yeah,
I think that he was out of it trying to play smart, but he saw an area that needed then he was like, I love this game. I'm going to play. Like, go for it. And he should just kind of sat back a little bit longer because he is a good player. People do respect his game. And I think that him sitting back for a little bit longer wouldn't have hurt him versus
Right.
other people who were like just gung ho about like making a move like Kim. I think
Okay.
that
I wanted to say that if you say any spoilers in this chat, you will be blocked. I'm writing your name down. You'll be blocked from my YouTube channel. There's 2 people I just had to block. And I'm going to write their name right down, check on my YouTube page, and block them from there too. So if you don't care at all, then go ahead and say it.
yeah.
If you're joking, you're still going to get blocked.
Mhm.
So I got to
Yeah.
write these names down so I can go and block them
So-
from my YouTube.
Well, so okay, what do we think about Sarah and Sophie?
I think that Sophie's playing a good game. I think she is the glue that holds that tribe together at this point.
I think so
she
too,
is
but
the
I
one.
think a lot of people right now are realizing that. Do you think her saying, "Do y'all 5 just want to go move over here?" You know how like when it gets to be
Mhm.
about this season or like this many episodes in the season, the underdogs start seeing who is leading, and then they start just like tearing them out.
Yeah, I think that by her doing that, and Sophie played a little bit like that in the other time. Look, Brandon Hance is in the house right here.
What?
Let me get that. Brandon Hance
Oh.
is in the house. There's his comment.
Oh my god. It's so funny.
So I think that she's playing the same type of style play. When she was with Albert in that challenge, she told Albert, stop what you're doing while she was doing her puzzle pieces. Stop what you're doing, quit your side, and come pick up my puzzle pieces. Like she said that while she was doing it. So it really shows her. Now we see her say, you 5 stand up right now. Get over here.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. I like the style. I like that she is controlling things like that. That's not who we thought she was. Now it's all coming together. And I think that she also controls Sarah. But,
well, this is the thing. She's just getting comfortable. And it's like not a good idea. She's like, I think that now it's like, drop your stack, pick up my pieces. That was funny. Yeah. Yeah. And it's true. But like now she's starting to get comfortable and she knows her spot. So now she's just kind of like making these moves and saying these things because she just kind of like, she feels like she knows her place, which is probably not great on Survivor. Well, it's not great at all because like you're now going to be, people are going to realize that and see that you're comfortable and they're not. So they want to change that because they don't want anybody to be comfortable. I don't want anybody to be comfortable on the island. Like,
no,
you're too comfortable in your conversation. You're going to start getting lazy. And then that's when you're going to get voted out.
Yeah. So I don't want the game to even ever come when it comes to comfortability. I don't want the game to be comfortable. That's why I don't like that they gave everybody the reward. They let everybody see their family visit. I get it. I get it too. But when the whole point of the game, we're kind of getting through this without too much internet problems. Every once in a while, it's a little dicey. But so what do you think about Nick though? Do you like the way he's ducking and moving and jiving?
Nick's just kind of like, hey, you want to vote with me? Hey, I'll give you all my vote. Like, hey, I'm going to vote with you. He's kind of just cruising along, just like some of the other, I mean, like, I guess kind of like how in your season 2, just kind of like, hey, I'll vote with you. Hey, I'll vote with you. Like, whatever you want me to do. And he's because Nick wants to get as far as he can because he's playing with all winners and he's nervous. So that's just kind of how I see him playing. He's just another vote, and people he can either be taken to the end because he's not making any moves and he's just like, I want to play, like let's get in. Well, then play. Like, you're really like kind of not playing, but you just want to say that you are so that you can kind of use that as your resume. I don't really think he's actually playing. But I mean, he's playing with all these legends. Like, I don't know.
Right.
That's just kind of my opinion
Yeah.
on how he's playing.
So here's a good point, and I want to talk about Tony right now. If Tony is sitting there in the final three, do you see any circumstance with any other people beating Tony at this point? What do you think about his gameplay? And because now he's starting to play a little bit more aggressive, and he's also, I don't know if you've seen the secret scenes, but they show him really saying something like, "If this works, it would be crazy." Yeah, right.
I mean, if he can pull this off, whatever this is, and he does, and he's sitting at the final three, I mean, heck yeah, I think that he does. But I also think that he better start like doing some moves that will risk him, because if not, and he's sitting at the final three, there's going to be at least one person that does. So, I mean, the fact that he won an immunity challenge first time, congratulations, Tony. Awesome.
3 times playing.
You're like, 3 times
I had to put that in there.
Time. It's about time, Tony.
Right.
But I think, I mean, if he's sitting with Sophie, no, I don't think that he will win.
Oh, really?
I think that Sophie, I mean, if Sophie makes it to the final three after the kind of game that she's been playing, I think that she's like capable of winning, because she being who she is now, and she continues that, she will have probably made bigger moves. So I think that if she makes it as far as the final three, then yeah, I think if Kim makes it to the final three with Tony, probably not. Like, or Michelle, if Michelle makes it to the final three with Tony, I don't really think that Michelle's been playing better than Tony. I think that those are just kind of my opinions. Like if somebody comes back from the edge, I'm sure that they'll make it to the final three. I would hope that none of the winners, not that I don't know, but I would hope that like I don't think that in a winner's season, the winners are going to vote whoever gets on.
What if it's Tyson?
What
if Tyson comes back, makes a one big move to get to the final three? Do you vote for him?
I don't think so. I think that the winners are kind of scarred from like maybe Chris Underwood coming back from EOE, or that they're like, like I really don't think, if it was all just new players, they might, but I don't think winners are going to vote somebody who's gotten voted out to win the game. Even if they did fight, even if they were in that same position, I really don't think that they're going to vote for somebody on edge to win. I think it's going to be.
I think it'll be a little bit different this time. Now, if Amber comes back in the game, yes, no way. You can't do it. If it's somebody early, Natalie, she's the notable one that would, because she could win the challenge. She comes back in, you can't give it to her. If it's Tyson, I can see if it's Rob, you can't give it to him. If it's Tyson, I can see the argument, and it depends on how many tribal he makes it past after he comes back. Let's say he gets back in, there's 2 more tribals, and he fights and idols and does some great stuff while he's in there. There's an argument. I see that. Now, you say Michelle, and it's interesting. Michelle's very interesting because we're not actually seeing. We know something's going on, but we don't really know what it is. Now, Michelle is making silent moves. Like, we don't know. We're not being told through editing what's happening with Michelle. But what if she's playing an amazing game? What if we're just not seeing it? Because she's making some notable moves that you could be like, man, we don't know if that was a great move or just a dumb move. We don't know what just happened.
Yeah, and that's what sucks about when they make a family episode like 30 minutes part of the family visit 30 minutes part of the episode. Like, we're not getting to see these conversations. We don't even get to see them get tree mail anymore. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of like,
that used to be exciting.
That used to be so fun. Every time we'd get tree mail, like, or every time when we watch the episodes, like, oh, tree mail. I mean, I don't know. That's just like a cool part of it.
Yeah.
So, and getting to like think what they're gonna do. It was just, like kind of neat to watch. And now they're barely getting any of that. So I just think that it's hard to okay, Charlie, I'm sorry. It's hard to be able to say, like, oh yeah, she's playing great. I'm on her side. So it sucks for her because if she does win and she's explaining all of this stuff and nobody understands and nobody sees it, and then like she ends up winning, then they're gonna be like, Michelle should not have won. She's not like the GOAT or whatever. But maybe she was, and
Yeah,
we just didn't get to see it. And then like they don't get to explain it. So
sucks for
I don't
her.
know.
But you know what? You know what shows me that everything we're saying, that she's not a secret alliance, that she doesn't really know what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and veer towards that more, because I wish I could put the picture right here, and I would if I was YouTubing it. They have a picture of her. When she makes her vote, did you see what she did?
When
When she makes her vote, but she actually votes for Tyson. I don't know if you knew
right,
that.
right. Yes.
Okay, here it is. I don't know if I do that. If it's going to move. It can be sideways, but backwards, upside down.
Oh yeah.
See
Yeah.
what she's doing?
It's like
That's like a, I don't know what I'm doing at this point.
yeah.
I'm
Who
just putting
knows?
this name down.
I'm just
Who
gonna write
knows?
it down. Yeah.
That you can tell by certain things in the game. We've seen it with Parvati when she found the idol or the clue, and she said, I finally get to play. I finally get to do something in the game. We see her verbally say it. We see when I voted for Tyson, when I made Tyson change his vote without even telling him to change his vote. And then you see Danielle and Parvati say, what just happened? What just happened? Like so confused on what just happened. We see her.
Yeah.
I read that stuff. I read into what they say. I read into their posture and what they're doing. That shows me that she's like, I have no clue what's going on, but I'm going to go ahead and vote for Tyson.
Well, and also, as a player, you see them doing that. Like, so whatever she did and she like did that, all the players saw her do that.
Yeah.
So that's kind
I
of
don't know about that
playing
anymore, though.
without playing. What?
I don't know. I don't know where it's sitting. I don't think it's even sitting where they can see these days.
Oh, you don't think so?
Somebody said something about that. Now, I don't know that for sure, but a lot of things is changing in the game of Survivor. The tree mail, I remember the tree mail was like every episode they read the tree mail every single time. What happened to the auction? We all love everybody loves the auction episodes. You can in season 19, they didn't even have a family visit episode. We just got letters.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, yes, the family visit's cool, but man, it's way too long. That was way too long.
Yeah.
Libby, would you play The Amazing Race with me?
Of course I would. I would
How
play
do you think we would do in The Amazing Race?
Well, one of my friends, one of my best friends, Laura, played and she won. So I have to say, Russell, I would probably play with her first.
You would probably but production would probably want me and you first. I'm just saying.
You think so? Two blonde girls?
Think they would? Do you seriously think they would want you and your friend other than you and the biggest villain, the biggest meanest guy on the planet?
I would be. Yeah, that's true. That would be an episode to watch.
Right, and it would be. You would probably get pissed off at me because I get serious. I get focused, and I know you do too.
I would get pissed, but I think, production would probably choose us first before me and Laura.
For sure. I mean, it's like the real Beauty and the Beast here. So in real life. So we have one last person to talk about here, and that's Denise. Now we were talking, we were seeing things on Denise, how she was the Queen Slayer, and immediately at the at the merge feast, they were talking about, oh, you made that big move, and everybody talking about maybe we should get rid of Denise. You made that big move. All of a sudden, she's at the bottom of everything. Like she is. All of a sudden, I don't see her game being that great anymore.
Well, I think I called that, Russell. Like I said,
Yeah,
that was kind of all she has in her was that one move, and then it freaked her out that she actually did it, which is like, I mean, it's to be expected. When you make a big move like that, you're like, "Oh, like that's all I got." So like
and it wasn't really that impressive because half of it
no.
worked, half of it didn't.
Right,
It was
exactly.
the only reason it was a big move is because Sandra goes home, but it's not hard to get rid of Sandra if you want to.
Right.
Most of the time, you don't want to because you think she ain't gonna win because she ain't doing anything. But
Hey, Baba. I think yeah, Denise, like I think that's kind of all she's got. So she did vote Sandra out, but I don't know how long Sandra would have stayed in there, like you said.
yeah,
So
no, she wouldn't have
and
stayed.
now she's just kind of like, I'm gonna stay on low key because I'm a threat. I'm a threat. So now she's really just not playing. So I don't know. I think like kind of over her, and she can just kind of like now Kim just needs her to
Fade
be
into
her
the
vote with her.
just
But
fade into
also,
the abyss.
yeah. Also, I did call last week that people were just going to forget about what Sarah did to Nick, and they did.
But
See,
will they bring that back up when they vote her out?
I don't think so. I think she's going to just do something else. I also think that Sarah is playing with
Because I
Sophie.
think she trouble.
What?
Who do you think's in trouble at this point? Let's go ahead and talk about who do we think is going home next week or this week.
I mean, Kim put a big target on her back. Jeremy put a big target on his back. And I think Sophie, if people start realizing the leadership that she has and the like comfortability she has with her tribe, I think that she has a target on her back. Those are my three because now it comes time to like needing that one person to take to the end or like yeah. I just think that she's kind of like looking, I think that Sophie is comfortable. Kim is trying to be a leader. And I think that the alliance that voted against her
They
might
like
vote
to
her out.
fast.
And Jeremy.
That would happen a lot if we played Amazing Race, by the way.
Oh my
I'd be like,
God.
no, it's left.
That's
No, it's
funny.
right.
I know. Yeah. $5. Let's go, Cameron.
So, yes, I
Yeah,
think
those are my
that
three right now, but it's hard to say because now you don't really know who's an underdog. You don't really know who is in a tight alliance. I think Sarah and Sophie are pretty tight, but Sarah's kind of pulling the whole like I'm gonna use Sophie as a shield and still vote with my cop guys. Like, I don't know. That's just kind of like my observations.
right, I think that Tony's playing a pretty tight game. I think he's going to be okay. We do see Sophie saying in the secret scene saying something like, "Don't listen to Tony," which is pretty interesting that she's saying that. I think that alliance is about to collide. If it does, I think that Sarah will go home before Tony. I think he will get the best of her. She had a good win. I almost see her like you're seeing Denise when it comes to how she's playing right now.
Yeah.
I could see what you're saying when you say that about Denise, and I see Sarah the same way. I think
Yeah.
that she will be targeted due to her Cops R Us alliance, and it will be fun to watch her go home a second time because of Cops R Us.
Yeah. I think you're right.
I think that's going to happen. Who do you see coming back in the game? I know the same people we talk about every time, but do you see Adam having a shot? And do you also see Rob controlling them over there at EOE?
A little
Do you see
bit.
a little?
I see it a little bit, but I think it's just like I think now it's just his mentality. I think that like
Could
they
you see
know
him
he
as a
knows the game.
boyfriend?
What?
Could you see him like that character style as a boyfriend? That not him as a boyfriend, but the personality he has.
Could I see him as a like see his personality as a like a boyfriend, like a ruling, like controlling
Yeah, like
boyfriend?
a real life boyfriend. Or would you be like, there's no way.
I
First of
don't
all,
need I
a fact.
cannot with
I
boys who
know
try
for
to control me.
I know your style, believe it or not. I'm learning it fast, and I don't think that you would put up with that for 1 second.
Mm-mm. Nope. I don't like controlling. I don't like insecurities. I don't like because I'm very independent. So I think that like
Yes.
I like somebody who's confident and dominant, but I don't like them controlling. So that's kind of like I mean, I see that. Um I think that Rob like following him on Instagram and stuff, he's such a family guy and like the way he plays. Yeah,
No,
that's
I
kind of
know
like
Rob outside the game. No, I know him outside the game. He's exactly that style outside the
really.
game.
Well, I mean, he
I mean,
does
I'm
have
not
his
gonna
life
get
with
into.
him on the edge. Like he's very he's played the game so much. He's literally spent like so much of his life out there that I think yeah, they're probably just like you can like whatever because you know the game more than we do or what I mean, I don't know. I can just see him just kind of being like this was going to happen or I don't know. I just it's not like an attractive thing to watch, but like I don't think he's going to
Yeah,
come back.
you could
I
do
think
game
that
style because I'm not attracted to watch either. But I'm totally different outside the game. I'm not. I'm super aggressive, and I admit it inside the game. But that's not. I'm not at all like that. Like I was just talking, my daughter's sitting right here. She doesn't know anything like that about me.
mhm,
She doesn't know. I don't even push her to watch it because some of it's embarrassing. You
yeah.
know. So some people aren't that. Some people play differently, and I think that he thinks he has something to prove every time he plays because he's Austin Rob and he's their guy, obviously, that he tries to control. He tries to stay down that same path that we keep seeing.
Right.
I'd like to see
I
him get back
think
in the game and
that
see what happens.
really? I mean, I really don't think I think that am I breaking? Is my service okay?
You're good right now.
Okay.
You don't have much longer.
Well, I think that the challenge is it whatever gets them to be back onto the island or out of edge, it's going to be something that is super like challenging physically, mentally. It's going to be like all sorts of things. I think Rob is great at challenges. I think he's the best, so I don't really see him getting back. I see like someone like Yule or Natalie or Tyson. I just like I think Natalie has a really good shot. She's super determined. She is like not letting anything stop her. I like watching her a lot. Um and Tyson, I can see him just being like not like no, y'all aren't going to like take me out twice and me not get back in again.
Right. So we have a birthday in the house.
Oh, yes.
How do you pronounce that?
Gwynedd.
Gwynedd.
I think it's Gwynedd.
Gwynedd. Happy birthday.
Gwynedd. Happy birthday.
Okay, talking about T-shirts. It's weird because that's
Oh,
exactly what I was going to
yeah.
talk about at the end of this. We see the old school players sporting these shirts. Now, I don't know if you know Ann O'Grady. She was the vice president of CBS. I think she retired.
Yeah.
Did you know Ann O'Grady?
No, but I've heard the name.
Okay, now she's no longer at CBS, and she even posted an old school T-shirt that she was wearing. Now, I consider myself, yes, mathematically, I'm old school, but I don't consider myself old school. I consider myself new school. I think I was the beginning of what you guys are seeing now. So
Yeah.
I could easily play with Libby, and everybody knows that. I couldn't play. Matter of fact, I can't play with you because I get voted off right off the bat because everybody would see, oh, yes, of course Russell's going to play with the Southern blonde, and then she's going to win the game, and I'm going to go home. So
Yeah.
I couldn't play with you, but I could play. If it was the first time of Survivor, of course I would. But we have the old school shirts we see everywhere. Aren't you seeing them everywhere?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It
And
is
I'm like,
crazy. So
I I don't know. I didn't get a shirt. Like, how come you didn't send me a shirt, guys? Like,
I
I got
know.
my Russell Hant shirts, but you don't send me one to sport. So what I did is I made some new school shirts because I'm a new school player, and I sent it out
Wait, wait.
to. What's that? You hear me? I hear you now. I got you. I
Uh-oh.
got you back. I got you. You hear me now?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Cool.
So
Yeah.
I'm a you blurry now, but it's getting to the end of it. So I went ahead and I made some new school shirts and chosen a few survivors, some greats, including Libby, to sport these new
Heck
shirts.
yeah.
The exact same style as the old school. It's got to go with the same thing. And we have the new school shirts up right now. You can check them out under my YouTube videos. And I don't know if I told you, but I have Tony is going to be sporting them. Libby,
Oh,
of course,
nice.
Michelle, Sierra, Kelly Wentworth,
Oh, I love
and
Kelly.
Adam.
Yes. Great
So
choice.
great
I'm
choices. And when
excited
I
about it.
asked Libby, I thought for sure you was going to get what you have on now, like the
A
V-neck.
V-neck.
So then I'm
I'm
like,
definitely a
okay.
t-shirt
So
kind of girl.
So guys, I'm texting Libby here. I'm texting her and I'm like, what shirt do you want? And I'm like, of course she's gonna go with the V-neck. You know, that's what would probably someone her in my mind at that time. This is when my thought of Libby changed in my mind of who she was as a person. It's weird, but just her shirt style. So I'm like, the V-neck. She's like, no, nope. What other one do you have? The crew neck?
Yeah, you sent me like a
The
scoop
girls?
neck. I was like, mm-mm.
Nope,
No, because
not that.
so this is the thing. When like I like literally wear tights all the time, just like workout tights. I'm always in like high-waisted workout pants all the time. So I always wear t-shirts that I can tie up or cut and then
Okay.
wear with my
All right.
workout
That
pants.
makes sense. So she's got the regular style, like the one I have on now. That's the new school shirts, really nice, really cute. If you want to get it before, well, you ain't gonna get it before them because you got to order it too, and I already sent theirs. But if you want to get one amongst the madness that it will be once we get it all, because I want these old schoolers to know that we matter too. We
Yes,
matter too.
we matter too.
And and I understand people are saying you're old, Russell, you're old school. I played 19, 20, and 22. I was in the middle of it all. Yes, mathematically I'm old school, but I consider myself new school. If Jeff called me right now and said, "Where would you want to play?" I would say new school. I wouldn't
Where do
play
you
with the
think
old school.
do you
I
think
don't
that
adapt
Jeff
with
would
them.
say do you think Jeff would call you new school or old school?
He would call me old school only because of math, but he would definitely say Russell is the beginning of new school.
Mhm.
But because of math, for 40 seasons, I played 19. They would say, they would put me on old school. But I'm new school. I'm the beginning of new school. Everything started looking for idols without clues, being super aggressive like that with me, and
Mhm.
then now. So we have some shirts. You guys can go check them out. Maybe you have a mug coming too,
Heck
a
yeah.
mug and a shirt.
I will
I need to
use
get
it
you one of
every
these
time I
too.
drink my tea
I need to
and
get you
my
one that
throat
like
coat
this to
tea.
go. Oh, oh, by the way, I asked uh, Michelle on a viral date, friendly viral date. She has a boyfriend, so
Mm.
I'm like, let's do a friendly viral date where we can just sit there and talk live. She didn't respond yet.
Oh, darn. I'll be
I
rooting
think
for
it
you, Russell.
would be. Oh no, it's nothing. It's nothing. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. But I've been reading that you. That yeah,
Super
I've been
chat.
reading that.
There you
I'll
go.
go look at it when I get off. So
Not a viral date.
yeah, no,
No,
it's nothing to do with. I'm just a
might.
friendly guy. That's all. Friendly guy.
Yeah.
Me and you have a date once a week. My daughter knows it. Only on Mondays at
Only on
8 o'clock.
Mondays. Mhm.
And then I never hear from you again. You're a bad texter too, by the
I'm
way.
a really bad texter, but listen, we got a lot of clients,
I'm
a
not the
lot of
only one that tells you that, am I?
no. Everybody tells me that. But, I mean, I started changing my things
We have the
to
queen in the house, Katie Hansen. I think she was Miss something.
miss something. Judging by her picture?
She was Miss. What she'll say what she was. Miss. I don't know. Missouri.
Let's look.
Have you ever? I know we're about to get off, but I just wanted to know this real quick. Have you ever, Miss Delaware? Have you ever
Yes.
did anything like that? Have you
Yeah.
ever? Oh, you seem like you would be a good pageant girl.
I was once I was Miss Texas Teen in a pageant.
Just
I won I
17?
won Miss Texas Teen, and then I won Miss Congeniality at nationals. I did it one year,
Wow,
and then I
Miss
was like
Texas Teen. That's that for what organization?
it was for an American like, I can't even remember now. It was 10, 11 years ago. But I was Miss Texas Teen, and then I went on to nationals in Orlando at Disney before I ever thought that I would work at Disney World. And I won Miss Congeniality in top 10. But after that, I was like, I can't keep up with these girls. There's a lot.
Oh, let me tell you
Woo.
something. I voted for Miss Pennsylvania, the whole system going to Miss USA. So, and you could, by the way, if you want to do something like this, let me know. I can get you on the panel. It's fun. It's fun. It's an amazing experience watching these girls. When I thought it was just the looks, I thought you just get there because you're pretty and that's it. There's so much more to it. So much
Everyone's
more to it.
beautiful. So much. And there's so much work, so much money, so much like you have to work throughout the entire year. I got asked to participate in the Miss Tennessee pageant and like had a sponsor and everything, but I was just like, I think I'm ready for that. I mean, I think that I just have so much respect for the girls who do that I know that my heart wouldn't fully be in it. And there's girls with their hearts like and their lives committed to it. So I'll let them have that.
Yeah, if you would have went down that road of competing, I think you would have been super successful.
That's very nice. Thank you.
Now you play Survivor. I think you can get another shot, by the way. I think you'll get another shot. I think you'll get another shot to play.
I would love that. A lot of people
Well,
always
you don't have too many blondes that's solid in the game of Survivor. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. You just don't. You have Kelly. You have
Andrea.
Are we stopping right there?
Oh no, Kara K.
Who's Kara K?
She played a really good game, Kara. I think she played the season after me.
Oh, Natalie White.
Oh, hello.
Natalie White.
How do we forget?
Wow, I didn't even remember Natalie White. But I wouldn't even put Natalie on that list. Kelly is obviously leading that group, I think.
Oh,
and there's
yeah.
you. There's Jeffra, but I don't think Jeffra would get the opportunity to play.
Jenna
I think
played
you're going to get the opportunity.
in my season.
If they did a what was it? Second chances and America voted, I think you'd have a strong shot.
That would be awesome. I'd love to play again. I think that would be like, I mean, when I played, I was 24, not the youngest, not the like, but I was like, I feel like if I was in second chances, I would like be like ready to play. Like, let's go. I would be so happy. But you know,
I don't know if you remember. Do you remember Michaela McKinnon's season?
Oh yeah.
You remember Michaela from Brandon's season?
Yes.
Well, I dated her for a little while, and she told me she was like, and I was pushing for her to play second chances. I didn't have my YouTuber podcast or anything, but I still was pushing for her because I wanted to see her get an opportunity to play because of what happened with her and Brandon. But she told me that they told her, "Will you dye your hair blonde?" Like she can't do that, but they wanted. They literally asked her to do that. Like
Wow.
Kayla with blonde hair, it's just
No,
not. No,
no.
no.
Interesting.
So
Well,
they looked for that. You would definitely be on the list.
thanks.
100%.
Yeah, I forgot
You
about
have to.
Julia. Elizabeth Hasselbeck, I don't think we'll ever play Survivor again.
No.
Even
And
though
if
she's
you
like
get on the list, if you
iconic.
got on the list, we could get you some votes for sure.
Let's go.
Let's do
I
it.
let's do it. I'd love to play again. I mean, that's always been I mean, I talk about it all the time. I think I talk about Survivor every day. But yeah, it would be really fun to play fans versus favorites. I think that would
Yeah,
be
I think
cool.
it wouldn't be fan versus favorites. It would be second chances too.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I
then it
agree.
would be and I think they're going to do something like that because it was so successful with the first one with all the votes and people getting involved and it was a good season.
Yeah, that
So I
was a
can
really fun
easily see
season
you
to watch.
being on that list.
Let's go. Let's do
I
it.
mean, it couldn't be, and I don't think that Kelly would even be on the list because she was on the first one.
Right. That's true. And she just played she played 3 times.
Oh yeah, and this one. Yeah, but
Chelsea Meisner. Oh, no,
I
she
still
probably would
don't.
never play again.
No, I don't think she
She
would.
played with Kim and, like, yeah, she was one of my favorites, but she's, like, super big time now, so,
Is
like,
she?
yeah, she's on Southern Charm. So I
I
don't
didn't
think
know that.
yeah, she's so awesome. She's so fun to watch on Southern Charm, but
I
I
need to
think
ask her to come on the show then. I didn't know
oh,
she was
yeah,
even
she's
doing
so
that.
great. If I met her, I'd be, like, totally fangirling. She's really cool. Yeah, you
Oh, I
should
didn't know
look
that.
her
I'm
up
about
on
to check into that.
Instagram. Yeah, look her up
I'm
on
about to check into
Instagram. She's fun. She's funny too. She's a cool person on Southern Charm. She's never, like, really done anything to,
that.
like,
Right.
like, mess people up. She's just a good person. Um, yeah. Chelsea
Okay.
Meisner.
So, all right, guys. Well, if you want to join us next Monday, we will be right here, same time. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Go check out the shirts, the new school shirts, because they're going to get theirs. I don't know,
They'll
three,
be
4 days
fun.
from now. When everybody's sporting it, you want to be sporting it with them, because we're
Heck
going to
yeah.
be all over the place. And got to check out Chelsea. Didn't know she was doing another show.
Yes,
She
check
always
her out.
boring to me though.
Well, I mean, she played once. She wasn't very, like, iconic. She never, raised up any drama or anything. She Southern Charm, since she lived in South Carolina, she lived in Charleston. I think that she just was a good candidate for the show. So then that's why she got asked. But yeah, she's done a lot since then, I guess just on social media and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think that she'd play
Okay.
Survivor again.
We'll check it out. I think
Yeah.
she would actually.
I
I
mean,
mean,
anybody
I
who's played
know her
probably
personally. We did a few events together, and I think that she talked about it like she would. But maybe she's not now because of what's going on in her life now.
right.
But okay, well, like I said, guys, hit that notification bell so you can be notified. Appreciate you, Libby, and your shirt and
Thank
cup
you, Russell.
mug is
Can't wait
on
for
the
my
way.
mug. I'm gonna be drinking out of my mug next time.
Okay, talk to you later, and thanks for watching, guys. Later.
Bye, guys.